You know who we rode this ride with?
Oh my gosh.
We rode it with them.
No, we did not.
We did. It was close enough.
No.
It's close enough to where I can say.
She was not in it.
We rode this ride with Madison Beer.
No, we did not.
And welcome back to Market House. My name is Caleb, and I am one of the hosts of this show. Caitlin is here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Still working on the intro now because it's all changed. But yeah, great to have you back, and looking forward to all the future shows we're going to do together. I'm going to stop talking now. But we're back recording a little sooner than planned. We are leaving for another trip, not Disney, but another trip, which is fine. A non-Disney trip is fine once in a while.
Yeah.
But we leave a little later this week, so recording earlier than usual. So returning back to the desk just a few days earlier than usual, which means that there's not a lot of news to cover. But we've had a last couple of days. We did have a couple of days that have passed. No, what I'm trying to say is we had a fun last couple of days. We went and saw The Batman.
We did.
The very much anticipated Robert Pattinson Batman. What did you think?
You know, I have to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of Christian Bale. So if that says anything. I think Robert Pattinson did a great job. And again, no spoilers here. But I do think the movie was way too long.
Yeah.
It was
3 hours,
Yeah.
if you don't already know that.
Yeah. The acting was good. I really like the soundtrack. I thought it was catchy.
Michael Giacchino.
Yeah, it was really good. But again, there was just some like parts in the movie where I'm like, okay, I don't really care what's going on. And then I know that you mentioned that people were saying they fell asleep.
So I did some digging. And again, just to preface my conversation here about The Batman, it's not a Disney movie. It's not a Marvel movie. It's DC, quite the opposite.
Yeah.
But we still saw it and want to talk about it. So there's that. But it was 3 hours long, legit 3 hours. I'm not rounding up. That was 3 hours long. And I did look up some reviews. It's overwhelmingly positive, but if you do kind of dig through, you will see some folks that are maybe being a little more honest than, I don't know. It was long. It was longer than it needed to be. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a great movie.
No, and I haven't heard anyone say they didn't like it. So, I mean, that's a good thing right there.
The thing I keep hearing is emo. He's emo Batman. He's sad Batman.
Yeah, I didn't get like the big, like, you know, as like your brother said when we saw it together, when you watch the Batman movies, you're like, I want to be Batman, like at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I'm like, oh, he's kind of sad.
He's a sad guy.
He's a sad Batman. And wasn't as like ripped as normally Batman is.
Wow, okay.
So I don't know.
Sorry, skinny guys out there.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, that's like, imagine if someone tried to play Thor and wasn't strong. Yeah. So again, Robert Pattinson did a great job. It's just, I thought it was a little
Christian
long.
Bale was absolutely jacked.
He's amazing.
For Batman. So.
Yes. But yeah, overall, it was fine. I think you should definitely watch it. Don't watch it late at night.
I think
it's super long.
It's very long. I think it comes out on HBO Max in 2 weeks. So if you haven't spent, because we spent for 2 people, that was $30.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After you add the tickets, we saw it on a weekend, and the online convenience fee. You have to pay a convenience fee to book it online, $1.50 a ticket, which is so stupid. Yeah, I can go on about it all day. But yeah, after all that, it was $30.
Plus popcorn.
But yeah, so I was, I don't know, for 2 people, I was $45-$50.
Dinner afterwards.
Yeah, 60.
Soda.
It's an expensive night.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, again, bringing a family.
Yeah.
So wait those 2 weeks and see it on HBO Max for your subscription cost, which is whatever, $15 a month.
I think I would have rather seen, like, knowing now what I know about the movie, I think I would have rather watched it at home, like if I had a choice.
Yeah,
like another chance
I can
at
see
it.
that.
So.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But yeah, check it out.
Yep, it's a movie and it exists.
Yeah.
The Batman. But yeah, so that is pretty much what we had to talk about before our main segment here. And just to preface what we're going to cover today, again, no big news, not enough to talk about on the podcast, but we are going to continue our top 5 attractions discussion.
Yeah, we're going to try and get our numbers up from last time because it was a little sad.
What?
Remember our numbers on our last episode with I only got 1 point.
Oh, our point system.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So we do play a game where we're going to try and guess the other person's list before they share it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, last week was Disneyland.
Yeah.
This time we're going to cover DCA, or better known as Disney's California Adventure, right across the Esplanade there. And yeah, let's see if we can get better scores and see if we know each other as a married couple.
Okay.
But clearly I don't know your Disney life. It's separate from your personal life. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so let's play this game.
Let's do
The
it.
top 5 California adventure attractions. I almost said Disneyland. Top 5 California adventure attractions according to me and you, you and I. And I think I'll start off first since you did last time.
Okay, we're starting off at number 5.
Yeah, So from not least favorite, again, that's the wrong term.
Okay.
But the lesser favorite to the most favorite. Yeah. So we're starting at number 5.
So I think yours is Grizzly River Run.
Ooh, so it almost was.
Oh, dang it.
And again,
Okay.
these lists probably change every month
Yeah,
for the both
mine
of
do
us.
too. Yeah.
But it depends on what mood we're in. But I'm in a consistent, nostalgic kind of mood, if
Okay.
that makes sense. So for number 5, this could have been interchanged between this ride or Grizzly River Run. I chose to go with this one because, and you may guess it while I describe it, but it's the ride that we almost always go on first because it always has a small wait.
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
I knew it.
Yeah, so it's only because it's like it's just good old faithful
I know. It's a good ride.
Ariel's Undersea
Yeah.
Adventure. Yeah, so it's it's a simple ride. It's a dark ride. It's nothing flashy. It's not grand like Grizzly River Run, but it is a consistent you know what? Let's get out of the heat and go ride Ariel's.
Yeah, no, it's a good pick.
I love that ride.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's simple. It's fun,
Yeah.
family friendly.
Yeah.
And it's it's borrows the ride vehicle from Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm. And it's great.
And it's a nice place to cool off
Tried
as
and
well.
true.
In the
Yes.
summertime.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they do blast that AC, which I love. I'm a big fan.
All right, 0 for 0. Here we go.
Yeah. You've got
Starting
0
off
points,
right.
and I've got potentially 1 point here. So yeah, you're going to go next, and I get to guess first.
Okay,
I actually think your number 5 is Grizzly River Run.
you're so right.
Yes. I'm on the board.
Yes. So I love this ride, but I'm also equally as terrified. I am not a huge fan of getting soaking wet. I don't like my feet being wet, and I'm not a big fan of my pants. If I'm in jeans, do not like being wet at all. So Caleb always wants to ride this ride, and I'm like, no, because I'm usually the one person that gets soaked when we go on it. But last time we went, we wore ponchos, and that made it so much more fun. I love it. So now if you go on it, wear a poncho if you're like me and don't like getting wet.
Yeah.
It makes the experience so much more enjoyable rather than stressful. But I do think my favorite time to ride it is at night, especially when you're going through that cave when you're
Yeah.
hearing the grizzly bear doing his roaring. That's so creepy and
Yeah.
it's so dark. And
Yeah, I want to tee up on that. The poncho thing.
oh yeah,
So you can either buy they're like $10 or $15 at the park.
I think they're 12.
Okay, $12.
Yeah.
So you can buy $12 ponchos, which they are higher quality.
Yeah, and
They're
they have the Disney Parks logo on them.
Yeah, they're cool. They're like vinyl, I think, and much higher quality than what I'm about to suggest. But if you want to kind of budget hack this thing, you can order them ahead of time on Amazon. And I think we paid $5 for 10 ponchos or something like that.
Yeah, they're great. And they have a little drawstring around because they have the hood, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Drawstrings so you can pull it in. And then honestly, they're so cheap. We just toss them when we're done using them because we learned the hard way with the Disney ones. We got soaking wet, took them back to the hotel, and they got mold, or was it mildew?
Mildew, yeah.
Mildew
just
all
smells.
over them. And
Yeah.
So that was our bad. But yes.
Yeah, great ride.
I love that ride.
Yep.
So
Not a lot of people's favorite, only because you do get soaked.
yeah, wear a poncho, you're
Wear a
going to be
poncho.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ride hack. Okay, so I got 1. Point.
Over 1.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, so what do you think my number 4 is?
Well, number 4, this sucked because I thought it was going to be Little Mermaid, but here we are. so it's not. So what is
man.
it?
Number 4 is Incredicoaster.
Okay.
So this ride I enjoyed a heck of a lot more when it was Screamin'. What is it called? California Screamin'?
Screamin'. Is it
Wow.
Screamin' or Screamer?
No, Screamin'.
Screamin'. Yeah. That makes sense.
No, there was a California in there.
Yeah, California Screamin'.
California Screamin'.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so not because of the theming or anything, but because it was a few years ago and I wasn't as motion sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
I've always gotten motion sick in cars, not Cars the attraction, but actual cars, and like Mad Tea Party, the spinning cups, that stuff would just mess me up. And I used to be able to ride these rides no problem, but now it shakes me up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, not the ride's fault, more my own fault, but this has kind of dropped down the list a little bit just because I've gotten older. But I do love, at first I didn't. I was a little salty about the Pixar Pier overlay, and I was like, this is lazy. I don't like the Incredibles overlay, and I don't know. I don't know why I didn't like it.
Like
but,
the Pixar Pier or just the Incredibles?
Well, overall,
overlay?
the Pixar Pier, the Incredicoaster was part of that Pixar Pier reimagining when it was Paradise Pier to Pixar Pier.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, maybe I just held a grudge against the whole land and I unfairly applied that to that ride. But we rode, this was the mistake. We rode far back on the train and then we, at a different date, rode up front and I could actually smell the cookie thing.
Oh,
I could feel the heat. So I felt more of the fun additions they made to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I appreciated it much more my second or third time around versus the first time.
Yeah.
But no, a great ride. I think a fun factoid, I think this is still true. It is the longest steel roller coaster in California.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it has the longest track.
Oh.
So, yeah, you seem riveted by that.
I did.
by that
I'm
fact.
just trying to think about like all the different roller coasters.
Yeah.
I would have thought that.
The second, it used to be the one down in Magic
I was just going to say Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain. It was that one we went on it.
Yeah, because I was trying to think. There's Magic Mountain, Great America, right? Or is it the same thing?
No,
Great
you're
America's
right.
different.
Great America's up in
and then Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's
there's
Six Flags. But
in Vallejo.
In Vallejo, but yeah, they don't have
Nothing
any.
counts there.
There's no world records there.
Rude.
so-
Rude. That's our local, as local as it gets. But
Yeah,
no, Incredicoaster is a great attraction.
I love that ride.
Fun ride.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you got that. Okay. So you're still 0.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a chance to make it 2. I think your number 4 is Incredicoaster.
Okay, you're on a roll.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go.
I feel like DCA though I'm so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
This list I made in about 30 seconds
Yes.
because I think I have it.
I have my favorites at DCA, so like they're pretty. Yeah. Caleb already. That's why I was trying not to say a whole lot because I'm like, no, okay. I'm just gonna make this short and sweet. I love that ride. I love sitting in the front. Not a fan of sitting anywhere else. I as well get motion sickness really bad. So sitting in the front really helps that. And for whatever reason, riding at night, it's even more magical. Like I love doing it at night, seeing the atmosphere. Everything's lit up. And last time I checked, I don't think we smelled the cookie thing anymore. When you brought that up.
No, this last trip we didn't smell it.
Yeah, I didn't smell it. But again,
Yeah.
should we tell them about the story about? No, okay, we won't tell them.
It was
Maybe
a
not.
streak of being mean.
No, because
Well, you got to say it now.
Okay.
You can't bring it up and then not tell the story.
This poor girl, so we waited in line because you know how when you want to sit in the front, you have to wait like a little bit extra. So we were doing that. We waited extra. We got to the front.
Yeah, we let the cast member know, and he
Yes.
said, "Yeah,
And he
go
said,
ahead.
Oh, of course. Just step to the side for a couple people are going to be going in front of you,
Yeah.
and then you can go ahead.
Just make the ask, and they usually make it
So
happen.
I'm like, okay. Sometimes they're grumpy.
Sometimes.
Maybe they had a bad day. Whatever. So anyway, this girl comes up to the second lane and she looks at me, she's like, hey, can we sit in the front? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it was a moment of,
I thought she was kidding.
yeah, I thought it was the joke of like, hey, do you mind if we like switch places? Like, haha. And so we kind of laughed, and then she just kind of stared at us, and it was like, yeah, no, can I really sit in the front?
I was like, oh, you know me, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And so I'm like, oh no, sorry. And she was like, oh, okay.
That was awkward.
I felt so bad, but I was like,
Well, again, thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah.
So our brain had to catch up, and it was one of those, what do we do in this moment? And
Yeah.
you did handle it well. It was kind of like, sorry, we kind of waited for this.
yeah. And I'm like, I don't mean to be that person, but it was so weird. I've never experienced someone being
No.
like, can I step in there? But she looked at me just straight face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah. And like, I think we'll get in trouble if we start moving around a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, it was awkward. And then I felt super bad at the end of it.
Yeah.
But
It was really mean.
here we are. If
probably
you're
shouldn't have done
listening, I'm sorry.
Super rude.
I'll let you sit in the front next time.
Yeah. But okay, cool. So I got a second point.
Yes.
What do you think my third is?
Okay. Your third one, I think, is Cars.
No.
Okay. Wow.
Man. It's Guardians.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So Guardians. Yeah. It is formerly known as Hollywood Tower
Tower of
Hotel.
No.
Tower of
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. Yes, but it was in the Hollywood Tower Hotel.
Did you see the movie?
No.
It's
well,
amazing.
I watched little bits of it on ABC Family.
You're not a true fan. You need to
not.
watch the whole movie.
Sure. The like straight to DVD movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Aren't they making a new one? Oh no, that's Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
But yeah, great attraction. It's hard. Again, month to month. I one day could like the old version better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tower of Terror, and then some days I like Guardians more. I think if you removed the music from this attraction, so you know how every single time you get usually a new track,
new song.
right? A new song, and they're all super upbeat. They're all really fun. You've got a Jackson 5 song in there. You've got I think
There's
a
ton of
Heart
different
song.
ones.
Yeah, you got a ton. So super fun. It adds a ton of character to the ride and a lot of fun, and essentially. And I think if you removed that from it, I wouldn't like it as much.
Yeah.
That's what makes it good.
Just the music.
Just the music.
Well, it's like that mixtape that he has.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the Guardians movies, that's the like iconic thing about them is the amazing soundtrack
Right.
for both movies. And there's a third coming. I can't wait. But yeah, I think it's if you hadn't watched the movies, I don't think it'd be as, I don't know. I take that all back. I think it's a fun ride.
Yeah.
But I like I think the creepy theming a little better of the old ride. And it makes more sense that a giant tower would be a hotel versus this guy's collection. Like this is a jail?
Yeah.
That's a tower. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's a fun ride. I enjoy the ride aspect of it. Theming wise, leaves a little bit to be desired, but yeah, I love it. It's a good one.
All right.
Another one where I'm lucky enough, I know this affects you now with your motion stuff. For some reason, this one doesn't affect me as much.
Yeah, I'm not so lucky in that category.
Yeah, so I'm going to hold on to it as long as possible.
Yeah.
And you know what? Who we rode this ride with?
Oh my gosh.
We rode it with them.
No, we did not.
We did. It was close enough.
No.
It's close enough to where I can
she
say
was not in it.
we rode this ride with Madison Beer.
No, we did not. Everyone, don't listen to him. She
She
was
was-
not in our elevator shaft.
Okay, but she was like a couple away, and we saw her in the gift shop.
No, we saw her when we were taking pictures.
No, walking out of the gift shop.
Yeah, and that was it. We didn't like talk to her. or
We were
anything.
close to riding with her.
Gosh.
So I will claim that we rode this ride
I'm
with
pretty.
Madison
She
Beer.
was in the elevator next to us, but can you imagine if she was?
In ours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Oh god. Great.
But anyways, we rode this ride with Madison Beer, essentially.
Yeah, we did not.
It's an asterisk on that description. Essentially. See below for details.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still have got 0 points,
Mm-hmm.
and let's. I think you're number 3. I get to guess that now,
Yes.
and that is. I think yours is Guardians.
Yes.
3, 4,
Gosh.
3, 3, 4, 3.
You covered a lot of my points. Yeah, I get really bad motion sickness on this ride. I have to keep my eyes closed when you're doing like the up and down when the screens are showing and they're showing you like them fighting the monsters. I can't watch that or I'll get super sick. So I'm missing half the entire ride. I love the drops. Everything's great. Love the music, love the theming, but I'm just super sad that I don't do as well on the ride. But
Yeah, they actually did a news story on the rocking.
yeah, it's the up and down during the screen thing that gets me.
They did a news story on that, and they said if they took that out, it would like reduce motion sickness by yeah.
Because Tower of Terror didn't have that. Because I was completely fine with Tower of Terror. But for some reason, like just like the rocking up and down,
Yeah, I think you're
not so
trying to
good.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Your eyes are focusing on one thing while they're your body's.
Yeah, and chewing gum and kind of just keeping my eyes closed during those scenes helps a ton. So that's just what I do. It's worth it. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we're to my number 2. What do you think that is?
I think your number 2 is Soren.
Oh my gosh, so close.
Oh my god.
No, I know. And again, depending on my mood,
Yeah.
it could be.
Okay.
But tonight, for some reason, it is Radiator Springs Racers, also known as Cars.
Love that ride.
Shorten it to Cars.
It's one of my favorites.
Triple R's. It is a fantastic ride. It probably should be my number one. Like on paper,
It's beautiful.
it is the best ride technically in DCA. It has dark ride elements. It has a thrill ride element. It has fantastic theming. The racetrack itself, and what is that area? You're supposed to be in Fountain Valley, or no, not Fountain Valley.
Route 66. Or off Route 66.
But I think there's another name. You're supposed to be in something. You're in...
Isn't it Palm Springs?
No.
Oh, gosh.
No.
What am I talking about? I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, I think it's got a name, but it's it's just the theming around it. The big rocks and everything.
Wait,
There's a name.
Is Palm Springs around it, though? Because don't they go to that hotel?
Maybe it is. I know that's not technically where they're at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
I know Route 66 goes through it, but there is a name of the something valley, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it is a fantastic ride. The waterfall, everything about it. Every single scene in that movie serves a purpose. The music. Yeah, we just listen to the music just for fun.
I love that ride.
Yeah, it's great. And even when some of the animatronics are broken, it's still good.
That happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. Like Mater's mouth has ripped a few times because it's made out of some latex stuff.
Yeah.
And who's the character? Whoa, slow down.
Oh my gosh. Doc Hudson?
Doc McStuffins.
No.
Doc Hudson.
Doc Hudson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sometimes is stuck behind the billboard,
Yeah.
and so he doesn't show, and he's just screaming at you. But yeah, it's a great ride. Even when stuff is down, I still have a good time on it.
I have nothing but good things to say about that ride.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Especially Luigi.
Except for the wait.
Yeah. The
new
way is...
Yeah, the new way they do Lightning Lane is horrendous, and they should fix this. But if you don't know already, this is a Lightning Lane only attraction now, so it's not included in the Genie Plus service. So if you did want to pay $20 per day for your family to get fast passes, essentially, or Lightning Lanes, they're now called, this is not included. You have to pay extra on top of this. So it could be $8 extra a person. It could be $12. When we went, it was $12 per person to essentially skip the line.
Yeah.
And being the budget conscious people we are, and you're after spending, you're already out hundreds of dollars being down there. I said, no, let's go ahead and just wait in the regular line. Actually, you said that.
Yeah.
I was willing to pay the $24.
Yeah, I'm like, not on top of Genie.
Yeah, but we decided to stand in the standby line, and it started at 70 minutes and slowly crept up to, I think, like 120 minutes.
Yeah, and to preface that, normally when we do the standby line, like if it says 70 minutes, we'll maybe wait like 55.
Yeah.
So it's like, in the line's not that bad. It's kind of like moving constantly. So we're like, oh, let's just wait in it. But now that it's an individual Lightning Lane, I don't know.
It's bad. And the rumor is, what contributes to this problem is that the ratio they use, the cast members, for waiting is 200 Lightning Lane people per one they'll let through that line.
That's insane.
So every 200 Lightning Lane participants, one person from the standby line can go through.
Which I'm like, that's going to make the wait time go up.
Oh.
Like, I don't even, yeah.
It was a standstill.
I don't know if you heard, I don't know when we talked about Spider-Man and what episode that was. We
That was
were
last
saying
week.
how...
Oh, no, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. When we were talking about waiting in line standby for web slingers.
Yeah.
That went from, 70 to 110?
120 or 140 or something.
And that just because they're letting all the Lightning Lane people in.
Oh, they were flowing.
Which again, I understand that you're paying for it, but it's one of those things where I'm like, it kind of sucks.
It's frustrating.
Now.
Yeah. So yeah, if you actually want to hear more details about our trip and our experience with Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, go to episode 22. And that is where we cover, it's our March Disneyland trip report.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So more details there there's a little plug there for our Lightning Lane experience. But so that was my number 2, Cars. I think your number 2 is Soarin'.
No.
Whoa,
Oh,
I
gosh.
got one wrong.
You were so close.
I thought I was going to clean up.
No, my number 2 is Cars as well, which we're very similar on our list.
You're kidding me.
Yes. Again, I love the land, love the ride, especially during Halloween. Like, there's something about walking down that street leading up to the Cars ride. Like, it's such a fun ride. And like you said, again, I'm not going to repeat everything you mentioned, but seeing the waterfall, hearing the music when you're going through the trees and going inside and seeing all the car animatronics, like it's such a great ride.
It is.
I love it.
Yep.
No complaints.
Yeah.
Other than the wait.
And I mean, one of the best parts is the split. So you get to go right into the paint
Yes.
What's his name? Yeah, man, we're really bad Cars fans.
Oh my gosh.
We love this ride. Ramon.
Ramon.
So you get, you can get your new paint job.
Yes.
And then the left is Luigi.
Luigi's, and it's a tire shop.
Yes. So good. But yeah, so that's okay, cool. That is your number 2.
Mm-hmm. And
wow. And I got that wrong. We're at number 1 already.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
And drum roll, please. I'm going to say number 1 is Guardians. But
that was my number 3.
I missed all of them.
That's all right. You're close, kind of, not really.
Not really.
But my number 1 is Soarin'.
Yeah, I'm not surprised on that one.
I love Soarin'.
Because after our last trip, you're like, that ride.
I was in love with it. Okay, yeah. And specifically, I love Soarin' over California. Mm-hmm. That is the OG version of this ride in Sweet Disney's California Adventure. But they've since changed it to Soarin' Around the World, which is not a bad ride.
No.
It's just a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in that first original attraction.
Yeah. I like the scenes better in Soarin' Over California. Again, I think Soarin' Over the World has just more like CGI scenes, like the animals jumping in the water. Mm-hmm. Again, not saying that there's no CGI.
An elephant blowing dirt in your face.
Yeah, and again, it's not like there's not CGI in Soarin' Over California, but there's just something about the nostalgia of like when you're going through, when those people are in the water and you're going through like the pines at the beginning.
Yeah, the big river.
Yeah, and it's just like, and when you see, like one of my favorite parts is when you're going through the orange grove. Like there's nothing beats that.
Yeah, and that smell.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the smells in the first one are much better.
So good.
Yeah, you get orange, you get pine, you get
yeah
other things, snow. There's a part where it's like a mix of water and whatever. No, it's a great ride. And the soundtrack is amazing. That is one where it's instantly recognizable. I listen to it all the time while I work at home. And the one thing they can improve on this ride that's not already fantastic is the queue.
100%.
The queue is boring as all get out.
The worst line to wait in. And I feel like it's the longest line.
It moves slow.
Like if it's a 45-minute wait, like I feel like you're there for like 2 hours because it's boring.
It's boring. And especially the outside part where it's just those switchbacks and it's in the sun and that, SoCal sun is oppressive and beats on your head. So you're out there for 35 minutes sweating. And then you go inside to AC, which is appreciated in shade, but then it's just one long hallway. Yeah. It's kind of bad.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's a good area to be stuck in. I mean, it's right next to the popcorn, little cart that we love. We love getting popcorn there. And then it's right next to one of our favorite restaurants, Smoke Jumpers.
Yeah.
So it's a nice area, but the line's a little
lame.
Yeah.
And, but it is better. I will say it's better than Disney World's. Disney World's, it feels like you're in a mall.
Yeah.
In the line.
I always feel like you're in, I don't know if you guys, listeners, obviously, I hope you've seen Stranger Things. It feels like you're in the Stranger Things mall.
That whole area feels like,
I don't know why.
It's very throwback. But yeah, Soarin', a great ride. The attraction vehicle is an original, like a Disney original. No other park really has that. Yeah. Right? And the story about how that was developed is pretty awesome.
Isn't it on that Disney Plus? Is that where
They might have thrown it in there. This is an older video, I think.
Oh, maybe it was that. I'm getting that confused.
Yeah,
then.
And it was some kind of behind the scenes, but the Imagineer that created that ride vehicle says he pretty much put together the model with random stuff in his attic, which is amazing.
That's crazy.
Just had the idea. I forgot how it came into his head, and he just went and grabbed random crud up in the attic and put it together.
I wish I was that smart.
Seriously. Engineer mind is insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my number 1. And I think your number 1, I thought it was Cars, but what is it?
Soarin'.
I
love Soarin'.
We share number 1.
Yeah, and especially over our last trip when we went on Soarin' Over California, it just re-spiked the love and the magic for it. Again, you've mentioned everything that I had down. Line is not my favorite. Oh, no, it's fine. Again, I love the location. I love the smells. I just love everything about the ride. Just the ambiance. And I do have to say, though, one of my favorite parts is, when you sit down and you're all buckled up and the lights turn down and the blue lights start flashing and you hear the zzzz. Yeah, that's, I'm like, here we go. I just want to be like, we're ready for takeoff.
It's
and
so
then just
good.
go up. It's so good. And the nostalgia video before you get on with that actor.
Yes.
It's so good.
I always forget his name.
I don't know.
But he's got that iconic voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it.
Yeah. He's like, what did he say? Like, put those puppies away or something.
Right. No, he does not say put those puppies away.
What is it?
He's asking you to put all your ears away.
Yeah, but he says something funny.
He's like, these beauties, but these beauties away. Even these little beauties. Is that what he said?
No, it's something like babies or puppies or something.
He does not say put those puppies away.
I don't know. Let's fact check that.
I think he said even those little beauties. Or
Maybe?
even those beauties.
Okay.
Maybe not. Oh gosh, we have to look that up.
We'll have to look it up. Again, we're giant fans if you don't know what
I'm literally like stumbled right now.
It's so good. Yeah, and it's like the guy, he's kind of balding on top of his head. And he's all bummed.
And
like,
he takes his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes his ears off. It's so good.
It's
I
good.
love it.
And again, it was filmed back in 2000, so it's 22 years old at this point.
Yeah.
20 years
old.
old.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's the list.
Well, you did way better than I did.
I got 3 points.
I missed everything.
And I just mixed the
lovely.
I mean, yeah, if I would have I would have swept.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, I got 1 on the first.
Yeah.
Again, for all of you that are listening, these change all the time.
Yeah.
It depends on what trip we're talking about. It depends on what our mood is. It probably depends on the line. And
If we waited 5 minutes, it's our new favorite ride.
like again, Soarin' right now is the top because Soarin' over California is just amazing, and we just went on that. So
Yeah.
thank you again for sticking with all that.
Seriously. If you made it to the end, congratulations. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. That's pretty much all we have today.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun.
Oh my gosh, I need to get better at knowing what you like at the park.
Seriously.
It's terrible.
Take notes.
I know.
Next trip.
You know me better than I thought.
Yeah, I do. I know you love popcorn, and that's what we'll get when we walk in those gates.
Yes.
That buttery popcorn. Anyways, that's the end.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks so much. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram at Market House Podcast. Caitlin manages that whole beast and does a fantastic job on there. And if you haven't left a review, which I know you haven't because we don't have any yet.
We don't. And again, you guys, we're just so excited to get our first review. I cannot wait.
I hate to wave money around in your face, but if you choose to make a review, maybe the first person, I don't know, maybe the first person gets, I don't know, some kind of Disney gift card or maybe a free trip to the park.
I want them to comment because they like
$5,000
No,
to comment.
don't listen to him.
We need to do some kind of giveaway.
We will, just not yet. I have a really great idea.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything
We'll
right
shelve
now. Not yet. It's coming hopefully sometime soon, but not yet. But back on track. We would love for some of you guys just to leave us a review. Again, it's not more of like a pat on the back. It's just, we honestly just want your opinion on how we're doing. If there's anything we can improve on, what do you love? What would you look forward to? How you found us?
Yeah. And it does improve
anything.
the search results when you look up Disneyland podcasts on iTunes. Showing my age there. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It does help when there are reviews on the channel or the podcast. It does help us kind of bump up in the search results. So would be appreciated. But other than that, have a fantastic week.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time.
See ya.